What to do, YouTube? MJM for life here, back again bringing you another duel video, and this time it's actually on my new computer. I just got a new PC. I was previously using Maria's Mac to record, and now I'm using my own computer. I'm going to Japan, so I need my own computer. So guys, tell me what you think about the new quality of these videos. If there's anything different, if you notice a difference, please feel free to let me know. And if everything stays the same, then let me know that as well in the comment section below. But anyway, so here's a couple of duels I had on YGOPro using Archfiends. I've been testing out Archfiends. Really like the deck, and it's working really well for me. So we'll just get into the video and these duel replays and show you how I fared with the Archfiends. So I'm going. I think I'm going first in this one. Yep, I'm going first against somebody playing. I don't even know. Looking at his hand, I have no idea what he was doing. I didn't even know back then. So I'm just going to set the trick Archfiend, pass my turn. He draws to a hand destruction, so it looks like he's playing some sort of turbo something. Now, obviously, I didn't know this at the time because I can't see his hand, because that would be broken. But so he's going to overlay for Lavalvo, mill a Plague Spreader. So I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe he just opened up very poorly, but he's probably playing some sort of turbo version. So anyway, I drew into trade-in, so I'm going to use Trick Archfiend's effect to add the Archfiend Empress. This is a card that you do not want to draw, or you do not want it in your hand, because it's super dead in your hand. So before I trade it in, I'm going to use the Archfiend General's effect, send that to the graveyard to add 2 Pandemoniums. Then I'm going to trade in thin my deck just so I don't draw those cards. I'm going to activate the Pandemonium here, and he saw me add 2, so that Space Typhoon was a very wasted Space Typhoon. We should have waited for the Pandemonium effect to activate, then the Space Typhoon. So what I'm going to do here is use Genesis Archfiend's effect, which is basically the Archfiend version of High Priestess, and pop his card, then attack his other monster, then destroy it in the end phase so I get a search off of Pandemonium. That's why I really like Pandemonium in this deck. Some people like to play the Palabyrinth, Archfiend Palabyrinth or something like that, but I think Pandemonium is much better. So now I'm just going to normal summon the Archfiend Cavalry. I should have activated Archfiend's Roar during the end phase, then I wouldn't have gotten hit with that Dark Bribe that he set on the next turn, but I guess I didn't really feel like it was necessary, so I'm just going to attack him for 19, pass his turn. He's not really drawing into anything, so he's going to have to end his turn. This is where I choose to activate Archfiend's Roar to get back to attempt to get back the Empress. So what you do is you get back Empress. Archfiend Roar will destroy the monster during the end phase, so Empress's effect will act upon that, and special summoning the Genesis Archfiend back in the deck, and you'll also get a search with Pandemonium, so it works really nicely in combination with each other. So I drew into a summoner monk. I'm just going to normal summon the Archfiend General, which can only be normal summoned while Pandemonium is on the field, then attack him for 19, then attack him for 21. And this game's going pretty smoothly for me. I mean, he's not really drawing into much there. He dropped into a D prison, so I mean, now he's going to Dark Hole. And don't do this against Archfiends, because it's not even going to be good for you. Because now I'm going to get a search off of Pandemonium, and I'm going to get the Archfiend Cavalry's effect. So now I get that Empress back from my graveyard anyway, and I get like a plus. I don't know. I don't really know how the plus-minus system works in that situation. Maybe it's -1 for him because he used 1 card. Or whatever. It's not even important. So now I'm going to attack. Doesn't matter what his set card is because I do have the Forbidden Lance, and that'll be exactly 21 per game. So he tried to deprison me, and it didn't work because I had a Lance in hand. So I win that one with the exact 21 damage. So that was that duel. Don't really know what he was playing. You find that a lot on YGOPro, but just like YGOPro, same with YGOPro. Just players who don't really understand how the game works, or just aren't that good in general. So a lot of them, I really feel like those players from Dueling Network who will fight you tooth and nail on rules that they're clearly wrong on. I'm like, just go on YGOPro so you can see how it works, bro. And this is an example of that. So this guy, you can see he's using Quick Draw in Mermaids. And anybody know anything about the game, you know that Quick Draw does not work anymore in Mermaids. Because Quick Draw sends, it doesn't discard. So when you use Quick Draw's effect, you do not get any Mermaid effects. 1, because it's not a water monster. 2, because it sends and it doesn't discard. So I mean, my hand's okay. I'm going to normal summon Armageddon Knight. Just get that, don't want to draw from pitch it as soon as possible. Now he's going to flip up his set win. Then he's going to attack my Armageddon Knight for 100. And that's fine with me. So now I draw into Falling Down is what I draw into that card. And I know that card's falling down. It's basically like a big item, spell card form. It only works while you have a face-up Archfiend monster, and then you take control of 1 monster in the field, and then take 800 damage with each of your opponent's standby attacks. So here he goes for Quick Draw, attempt to get guns effect. How do I know this? Because he asked me, like, why is there a glitch? Why is guns effect not working? And there's no glitch. Quick Draw sends because this card is but here, he goes for the Junk Destroyer, destroys my card, and just attacks me for massive damage. It's fine because I've got everything I need. I'm not here I'm going to normal summon the Archfiend Cavalry. Then he's going to trap all of that. I was just going to special summon Archfiend Commander and go that way, but destroying them with card effects is not good. Now I'm just going to do like this. I'm going to go for falling down, take his Drunk Destroyer, overlay for Galaxy Guy attacking him Dragon, because I know his Lind effect is going to activate. So what I'm going to do is activate the Galaxy Guy attacking down Dragon, negates their effects, but that doesn't really matter because the effect is graveyard. But the other effect is I gain 1,000 whenever an effect is activated in the battle phase, then I get to attack again. So that's why Galaxy Guy is really good against Hermit. You attack the Lind, then you get 1,000 attack, and you get to attack against no rank 7s for them. So now he's going to activate one of those Abyss spell cards. I believe the one that's Abyss spell. So I'm going to chain lance that, because my plan was to just lance him, make him weak this turn, next turn activate attack hands effectively, turn his attack back to normal. That's another part of attacking hands effect. It returns its attack back to normal. And now I wanted to attack his face down, expecting it to be a Lind, but I really felt like that Abyss Baleen with those 2 equips was a big threat, so I just wanted to get it out the way. And later I find out that it was not a Lind, so that was really a good choice on my part. Now here's where this card's for quick draw, and this is where he actually messaged me like, why is the game glitched? I was like, this is where I told him that it's not glitched. Quick draw just doesn't work. So now I'm going to normal summon the cavalry, attack his quick draw, and then attack his face down, which turns out to be Abyss. What is that called? I don't remember what it's called, but it wasn't Abyss Lind, and that's all that matters. And he draws into the Abyss equipped, and then he just scoops because he can't do anything. So that was that player. Again, he doesn't really understand the game fully. Now here we're going up against Archfiends versus Madolches. This player was actually a pretty decent player. He had an interesting tech in Madolches that I haven't seen yet, and I'm not sure if it's something new that they're running or just something that he just decided to run, which was a giant rat. So you'll see that. Well, you see it right now. He has a giant rat in his hand. So I believe I'm going first here. My hand's not the greatest. I'm just gonna set the Trick Archfiend and pass my turn. The great thing about Trick Archfiend though is that it allows you to add any Archfiend card, even the trap card, the Archfiend drawer. He's gonna set 2 and summon Mageline, and then attack my Trick Archfiend. Another thing I really like about Archfiend is the great graveyard control, because Archfiend General is just a free dark for Dark Arm, which I play obviously, and then also the Genesis Archfiend can banish, and so there's a lot of graveyard control. If only there was a Dark E-Dragon, it would be even more graveyard control. But no, so I'm going to activate the Archfiend General's effect, pop his face down with the Space Typhoon. It turns out to be a threatening roar, which is not a big deal. Then I'm going to special summon the Dark Arm. I just wanted to make sure I attempt to hit a Solemn Warning, but now I'm going to banish to hit his face down, which is the Madolche Palooza, force him to activate that. And then I'm going to use Dark Arm's effect again to banish that Mageline, because I know with the Palooza, the monster is going to go back to the hand during the end phase. So, and then I just normal summoned the Archfiend General just to put some more field presence, threatening field presence. So now he normal summons the giant rat, and he's going to crash into my Archfiend General to activate the rat's effect to get Hoop Cake, which is really nice. I really was surprised by that, but that's not a bad idea. But fortunately for him, I do have the effect Veiler, so I'm going to stop that Hoop Cake nonsense. And I actually learned that Hoop Cake is actually not a cost, because I did not know that it wasn't a cost, so that's something I learned new. So now I summon Archfiend Commander. I'm going to special summon Archfiend Commander, and this is one thing I really bothers me about the Archfiends as I get a search off of Pandemonium, is that Archfiend Commander and Archfiend Cavalry have the effect where the monster cannot attack, and that really hurts you sometimes, where you were like, oh, I can get all these big monsters on the field, but 2 of them can't attack, and that comes to play in one of the videos later. But sometimes it really hurts you. Sometimes just having those big monsters doesn't matter. So he summons his Madolche Mofiu. I actually learned how to pronounce that because these are obviously French-based names. So Madolche Mofiu, if you wanted to know how to pronounce that. So now here he attacks into my face down Trick Archfiend, which he saw me add, and then he just scoops because he realizes, I mean, at this point he really has nothing. He has a Yatos and a Mageline, and I have 2 field spells in my hand, so he really couldn't do much there. So going up against Madolches. Now this next battle is going up against Gimmick Puppets, and this guy made some strange plays, if you ask me. He made some really strange plays. So he's going first this time. He's going to trade in one of his Gimmick Puppets, then activate the Junk Puppet to special summon it from the graveyard. Just get some field presence so that he doesn't take some direct attacks on his turn. And I actually have a really nice opening, the Summoner Monk. So this is the opening that I would love to have every single time if I could. So Summoner Monk, pitch the Pandemonium, special summon Armageddon Knight from your graveyard. Armageddon Knight, pitch the Trick Archfiend effect activates, add another Archfiend General, so basically you just get Pandemonium back. Then go for Lavalval Chain, pitch the Archfiend Archfiend Empress. So that's a really great first turn, and especially if my hand was a little better, I could have really abused that on my next turn. But my hand was just okay despite that. So that's a really great first turn opening. Now here he special summons all 3 of his Gear Spring Spirits, but he chooses not to activate the effect to make my attack 0, which I don't understand. So he could have done 3k damage here, making my attack 0, then attacking me for 3,000, but he decided not to do that. I don't understand, but whatever. In any case, now I'm going to draw into another summon. I'm kind of useless at this point since I only play 1 Laval. Don't really feel like 2 is necessary. So I'm going to activate Archfiends General again, just getting some darks in my graveyard. Not going to activate the Pandemonium just yet because I won't be able to really get any use out of its effect. So he's going to activate the Drury Doll, then activate his Gimmick Puppet of Strings effect, which I didn't really feel like was necessary. So now I'm going to add the Archfiend's Roar so I can get my my Archfiend Empress from the graveyard, and then on my next turn here, I'm going to normal summon my Armageddon Knight. So I'm going to send the Genesis Archfiend because since I have Archfiend's Roar, I can get it back during my end phase. During the end phase of his turn, so I'm going to attack over that Drury Doll, and then end his turn, set the Roar, activate Pandemonium because then I can use it. Now here he makes another questionable play. He activates 1 day of peace before attacking, and then attacks me. He actually asked me, why didn't I take damage? I'm like, because you activated 1 day of peace. So now during his end phase, I'm going to activate the Archfiend's Roar, get back the Empress, and then Empress will automatically be destroyed because it's during the end phase, and that's what Archfiend's Roar says. So I get a Pandemonium Search, as well as getting the Genesis Archfiend from my graveyard. So now, during my turn, I'm going to obviously activate Genesis Archfiend's effect to pop the Gimmick Puppet of Strings. So I'm a normal summon Cavalry, then special summon Commander, and the Commander's effect activates. I have to destroy 1 Archfiend card. I'm going to destroy Cavalry. Cavalry's effect activates, allowing me to special summon 1 Archfiend from my graveyard. But again, Commander and Archfiend both cannot attack. So here's what I was talking about. This is a situation where I could have potentially done some big damage, but since the 2 monsters can't attack when they activate their effects, I'm just forced to just do 1 attack. So now here he summons Fortress, then sacks them both for that Gimmick Puppet who I don't even know what it does. Then he special summons Fortress again. Then he's going to crash and then attempt to use Fortress effect, but Archfiend Empress can protect any other Fiend type monster from being targeted by an effect by banishing 1, so more graveyard control. Then he just crashes his other card into my Archfiend Empress. I don't even understand why he did that. I don't even know. But I'm just going to attack him for game here. Good game, bro, I guess. Again, sometimes the players on YGOPro are just really questionable at times. You just, I don't know. Sometimes I don't have any explanation for what they're thinking. So now the next duel is going to be going up against a Dark World player. This guy also, he was playing Standard for a pretty decent amount of time. Then he made one just questionable play that I didn't really understand. So I believe he's going first. Or am I? Yeah, he's going first, so he's going to do, standard Dark World play, go for the Dark World dealings, pitch the Grapha. He's also playing Magic Cylinder, which is something you don't typically see in Dark Worlds. So I think he's going to bounce back for Grapha, set a Torrential and a Magic Cylinder. And this is one of those, dual network moments that most people don't understand about the game. So yeah, I'm going to activate the Armageddon Knight. He's going to activate Torrential. I'm guessing he thought that if he Torrential my Armageddon Knight, I would not get its effect, but I do get its effect, because unless the card specifically states this card must be face up on the field in order to activate and resolve its effect, you get the effect if it's, when this card is normal summon type of effect. So that actually is perfect for me, because it puts 3 darks in my grave for Dark Arm. I attack, he flips with the Magic Cylinder, but fortunately for me, I did have the Lance, so I can just Lance it and then do 2k instead of taking 28. So now on his turn, it's pretty much his turn. So now he's going to activate the Dark World Lightning, pitching the Brow, targeting my Space Typhoon, which was, not the worst thing. I think all of my back row is trainable anyway. So then he didn't have anything really at that turn. So I drew into another Archfiends Roar. Could have activated Archfiends Roar on his end phase, but I didn't really feel like it was necessary. So I'm just going to attack him for 28. End my turn. He draws into a gold, I believe. So he's going to activate Dark World Dealings, draw into Beige. I drew into Summer Monk, had to discard that immediately. Now I set everything because I didn't want him to drag down me, though. So that's why I set everything, even though I didn't really need to. Because I didn't want his drag down to be loud. Didn't know if he had it or not. I just didn't feel like getting dragged down to the grave. So I'm going to activate the Archfiend's Roar in the end phase, getting back the Trick Archfiend, and then it's going to be destroyed, and then I get the Genesis, but unfortunately I draw into another Genesis, so that wasn't really necessary. So he actually summoned 2 Graphas and then didn't do anything. Like, he didn't overlay for rank 8 or anything. And I was thinking, okay, maybe the back row is like a D prison or something, so I'm going to pop that, but it turned out to be just Solemn Warning, so I don't understand. Like, he could have gone for Frongken or Heliopolis or anything. Look at his hand; he could have popped 3 cards of Heliopolis or 2 cards of Heliopolis. So I don't know why he just left those 2 Grappas on the field, but whatever. So last duel of this is going to be against a Dragon Ruler player. He's playing pure Dragon Rulers, and I guess his hand isn't great, or maybe just Dragon Rulers just aren't as explosive as they once were. So I believe he's going first. All he's going to do is set the Book of Moon and pass. Now he did have a play there because he played the Fusilier Dragon. I don't know how to pronounce that one though. And I actually opened up with Empress plus trade-in, so that's really good for me. But anyway, so he could have made a play, but I think the reason why he didn't make a play was because he didn't want to go. He wanted to be able to use all of his E-Dragon's effects. So like he didn't want to just go Tempest, Banish, Tidal, and Tempest because he would lose out on the Tempest effect. That's what I'm thinking. Why he didn't, go for like a first turn Drago Sack, and that's ultimately going to hurt him in the long run. Because my hand wasn't really that great until I drew into that Genesis Archfiend, or until I added the Genesis Archfiend. Once again, every time I add a Genesis Archfiend, I end up drawing one anyway. So I'm going to activate the effect to pop the back row. Turns out to be a Book of Moon. Have a Lance in my hand, but there's no need for me to chain Lance to that. So I'm just going to attack him for 14 again, and then just pass my turn. I also drew into Falling Down, which is really, really good. So I'll be able to take anything that he goes for and use it to attack him with. So now he's going to activate Tempest effect to add Redox, activate Redox effect to banish the Maxi and the Tidal. Guess he didn't really feel like I was going to be special summoning too much. And now he's going to overlay for Drago Sack, attempt to activate the effect, but I'm going to Veiler that. Don't want him getting tokens and being indestructible, even though I could take him and it wouldn't really matter. Still don't want those tokens on the field, because I see a way to end the game, basically. So he's going to attack my Genesis Archfiend. Doesn't matter because I have the Archfiend's Roar, so I'm going to activate that. Get the Archfiend Empress from my graveyard. It's going to be destroyed immediately. Going to activate her effect to add the Genesis, or special summon the Genesis, and then Pandemonium's going to add me a Archfiend Cavalry to my hand. So I'm going to draw a card. The card doesn't really matter because I have everything I need to go for game. So I'm going to normal summon the Archfiend Cavalry, activate Falling Down since I do control 2 Archfiend monsters. I can take control of a monster, and now I'm just going to attack him for game. Man, so that's my Archfiend deck, guys. Tell me what you think about it. I really, really like the deck. Obviously, all these cards are not out yet because they come out in Shadow Specters, but I'm really, really looking forward to the deck when it comes out. But that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, like, all that other good stuff. Tell me what you think about this video with my new computer, and that's going to be it. I'm out of here. Deuces.